Sit yourself down and listen to Cobra Live Radio play big tune, new tune, run things Cobra Radio, Jabu.
Yeah, we're back today again. It's the Bless Up Radio Show with you, and I'm Canute Min at the controls. We got a great show today. This is CobraLiveRadio.com. You can hear us every week, Thursdays and Fridays, 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern Time, or 6 to 8 p.m. in the UK. We got a big show today, big surprise. Well, I think I told you guys yesterday about the interview today that I'm going to play for you that I did yesterday afternoon. It was great. It was really good to talk to Jason. You're going to get to know him. It's in depth, okay, because, he's going to tell us all about how he got started, everything. It's great. Anyway, I'm going to play that for you in the second half of the show, so you can be looking forward to that. And I've got also some news on festivals and stuff like that. I'd like to give you guys that. And then we have more information today. Thank you to Susan for all the research she does. Susan Evans, my producer, who brings us all the great information. This week we're focusing on diabetes. Yesterday we talked about diet and different plants and exercises and even breathing that you can do to help with diabetes, even cure type 2 diabetes. So I know it's like an epidemic in the world, so that's why we're featuring it, because so many people are affected by it, either have it or people in their family are affected, have it, and they have to cope with it and try to help them too. So we're all one. Remember that. That's what this show's about. I sit here, I've got a mandala. A mandala is a big circle that it came from, I don't even know where I think the word came from India or something like that. But anyway, it's a circle. And they're usually like an integral thing. Well, that's what I created for this show months ago. So I've got all my sections here up in front of me. It's a beautiful day here in Costa Rica. We're live, sunny and beautiful in the tropics today. Wish you were here with me. I got some news on the Kalamazoo Island Reggae Fest. It's a new time, new place, but it's the same party. It's in Kalamazoo, Michigan. This weekend, August 27th through the 29th. It's at the Growlers Baseball Field, Mayer Riverfront Park. The big tour, Catch a Fire Tour, for 2015 is going on right now. That's Junior, Damian Marley, Junior Gong, Stephen Marley, Morgan Heritage, Terrace Riley, and special guest Joe Mersa and Black M.I. And they're going all over. It says the dates here from August 29th, starting out in Philadelphia, the 30th in New York, New York, at Central Park Summer Stage, Mann Center for the Performing Arts in Philadelphia. On the 3rd of September, they'll be in Blue Hills Bank Pavilion in Boston. On the 4th, Maine State Pier in Portland, Maine. On the 5th of September, the Feline Center at Wolf Trap, Vienna, Virginia. Vienna, Virginia, wow. September 6th, Stone Pony Summer Stage at Asbury Park in New Jersey. The LC Pavilion in Columbus, Ohio on the 9th, the 11th, and Kansas City. Man, they really get around. This is Kansas City, Missouri, and in Minneapolis, Minnesota on the next day on the 12th. On the 15th, the Fillmore in Denver, Colorado. The 16th in Salt Lake City, Utah, the Complex. The 18th in Eugene, Oregon at the Cuthbert Amphitheater. The 19th of September in Marymore Park. If you're out there, man, you can go and see them in Redmond, Washington, Boise, Idaho, the Revolution Center on the 20th, San Diego, and the California Coast Credit Union Open Air Theater on the 22nd, the 24th in Las Vegas, Nevada at the Cosmopolitan, and on the 25th in Santa Barbara. That's a whole month there, those guys. Wow, man, that's a lot of traveling. What else have we got here? New release, Ross India's new release featuring Turbulence. Festival announcements. I don't see there anything interesting. The 2015 Reggae Festival Guide magazine is the 21st annual issue. It's great. I got the one last year, and it was really good. You can get that through the Reggae Festival Guide. Just look them up on the internet, and you can order it, or you can probably download it. I bet. Let's see what else. Nature releases music video for Love You. Inner Circle's new release, We the People. Remember we talked about that last week, featuring Kabaka Pyramid. And we talked about her. I think that's it. Yeah. Well, here's the festivals. Kalamazoo. Okay, Reggae in the Park in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. That's on the 29th of August. The South Carolina Reggae Jerk and Wine Festival on the 30th of August in Charleston, South Carolina. On September 4th through September 6th, it's the One Love Festival in the UK. So all you over in the UK, check that out in Winchester. The AZ Reggae Fest in Scottsdale, Arizona from September 4th through the 6th. Edmonton Reggae Festival on September 5th in Edmonton. Anything Goes Live. This is in Jamaica, Queens, New York. September 5th. On the 12th is Boulder, Colorado. Wachusett Mountain Music Festival Reggae Day is on the 12th of September in Princeton, Massachusetts. Chuff Fest, September 13th. That's in Dover, Kent, UK. Reggae Show, this is in Botswana. Gauteng Maseru, Gauteng, Botswana. That's on September 18th. Tribal Vision Festival in Taos, September 18th. Dry Diggings Beer, Camping, and Music Festival in Placerville. That's from the 25th to the 26th of September. And the Bay Area Vibes Festival is September 26th through 27th in Oakland, California. And Kati is the lady who runs the Reggae Festival Gate. I see a picture over here. Hi, Kati. She wrote to me, too. So get in touch with them if you'd like to get a copy of that, because it's got all kinds of great information. I used it last year to get in touch with other organizers of festivals and and DJs and stuff like that, because of the Echo Reggae Festival that me and a few of my team have been working on down here to start once a year annually. They have an Echo Reggae Festival in Costa Rica and bring all you people that are up in the north freezing your asses off, during the wintertime, over here to Costa Rica to have a grand time. That's what we want to do. But, we got stalled out. We made a lot of progress this year, but we kind of got stalled out as far as the people waiting to hear from people about the venue and stuff like that. So we're still waiting, and we're taking, what can we do? We got to do it as we can, and as the opportunities arise, we take them. I always tell, like Susan, I always tell her, we're going by the seat of our pants, which is how I seem to always end up doing everything, and it all works out. Okay, I got Barry's Hammond up, and I'm going to play a new one that a friend of ours, Roger Robin, Life. I love this song. It was sent it to me, or Cobra sent it to me last night. It sent me a bunch of tunes, which I'm going to be playing in the next few weeks for you, little by little, okay? First, we got Barry's Hammond, From a Distance.
Coming but slowly, I know it's gonna last forever. I feel it's coming closer, closer and closer. It's the time we get it together. Whoa, I know you've done a lot of wrong, but I'm willing to forgive. No one has the right to decide how the other man should live. Sometimes we should stop and count to 10 before we make each other hurt. Cause later on you realize it really had no worth. I see love from a distance, coming but slowly. I know it's gonna last forever. I feel us getting closer, closer and closer. It's the time we get it together. Whoa, whoa. Mama, she's taught us for so long, with her heart all full of tears, and the wisdom in her eyes kept me safe through all the years. Make me grow to understand that there's still good folks around, and to keep it in your hearts is to be on solid ground. I see love from a distance, coming but slowly. I know it's gonna last forever. I feel it's getting closer, closer and closer. It's the time we get it together. Whoa, whoa. I see love from a distance, coming but slowly. I know it's gonna last forever. I feel us getting closer, closer and closer. It's the time we get it together. Oh, I see love coming but slowly, coming but slowly. No, it's gonna last forever. Closer and closer. Oh, yeah. It's the time we get it together. I see love from a distance, coming but slowly. It's gonna last forever. It's gonna get here, yeah, gonna get here. It's getting closer. I feel it's getting closer. Grateful, yes I am. So should you be too. Grateful every time. Yes, we should be now. Say, because life is what you make it here today, and what we really need to say.
today. What we really need to say. Grateful every time, yeah. What's the difference between the beggar in the streets and a working citizen? Tell me. They say no comparison. Never judge a book by its cover. This message I'm bringing over to you. But it's the only thing to do. When you see how others live, they never asked to be this way. Would you? Would you like to be just too? Life is what you make it here today. And what we really need to say is we're grateful every time. Yes, life is what we make it here today. And what we really need to say, just be grateful every time. God bless those who have in their heart to give their last without a thought. Yes, single thought. Yeah, it's the very least you can do. Never say it can't happen to you. It's true, so true. Try to live good with everyone. Make it true, 'cause after all, we're brothers and sisters. Because life is what you make it here today. And what we really need to say. So we're grateful every time. Because life is what you make it here today. And what we really need to say. Grateful, yes. Yeah, life is what you make it here today. It's what you make it here today. Just be grateful now. Yes, life is what you make it here today. Is what you make it. Yeah, yeah. Really grateful. Ooh, is what you make it here today. Yes, is what you make it. Don't break it. Because life is what you make it here today. Life is what you make it. Just what you make it now. Life is what you make it here today. Just what you make it every time. Really grateful. Life is what we make it here today. Nice, huh? Yes, grateful life. Yes, I'm grateful. I don't know about you guys, but every day when I wake up and every night before I go to sleep, I earnestly give thanks and praise to Jah to be alive and have another day of beautiful life. I don't care what's going on. That's just our perception of it, because whatever's going on, we're learning from it, and that's why we're here. Yes, and that's why we're one, because Jah is living through us. That's right. All these things, me talking to you right now is Jah. Imagine that, yeah. Okay, so I've got some interesting news, and also, there's yesterday we talked, about the importance of not being stressed, when you have diabetes. But here's a study that I also found, or Susan found. I'm sorry, I always thank you, Susan. That high soda, soda pop intake may boost diabetes risk even without obesity or being overweight. There was a study that they did, but of course they can't, make conclusive because it wasn't done in a clinical environment. But it says that it doesn't matter whether you're slim or obese. If you drink a lot of sugary soda or other kinds of sweetened drinks, that they use a lot of sugar in, right? You're more likely to develop type 2 diabetes, a new analysis reveals. Okay, this is an analysis. Up until now, experts have thought that sugary drinks and type 2 diabetes were linked because sugar promotes weight gain, right? And whenever you have a lot of extra body fat, it contributes to insulin resistance, which precedes diabetes, right? So the new study, though, removed weight as a factor and still found that every daily serving, blows my mind, of sugar-sweetened beverage increases any person's risk, any person, of type 2 diabetes by 13% over a 10-year period. If this is correct, okay, sugary drinks could lead to, and this is a big worry by the health people, it could lead to 2 million new cases of type 2 diabetes in the United States, just in the United States between 2010 and 2020. And this came out on July 22nd, just a month ago. What it does, type 2 diabetes, and we talked about it yesterday, is a lifestyle kind of diabetes. But so it's a good thing and it's a crazy thing because it's caused by how you live and how you eat. But the good thing is that you can cure it and you can control it and you can cure it, yeah. And you can do it naturally, and that's what we're talking about here. So what it does is it disrupts the way that your body converts sugar from food into fuel, and it causes serious problems if it isn't treated. About 29 million Americans have diabetes, and most of them type 2. That's what the American Diabetes says. One 12-ounce can of Coca-Cola contains 39 grams of sugar, which is the equivalent of, almost 10 teaspoons of sugar. Wow, man, that is so much. I would never imagine. What do they do to make it so that it's, tastes kind of tart? I don't understand that, but, ooh, man, that is very sweet, That much refined sugar consumed all at once causes a spike in blood sugar, which over time can increase insulin resistance even in people who are at normal weight. So, there you go. It says, the lead author of the investigation said that our bodies are able to handle it, but over the long-term cumulative effects exhaust the body's functions and lead to the onset of diabetes. So it says, though, that the Association for the American Beverage Association has stated and declared that they're going to try to lower the calories that are in drinks a little by 2020. So, man, down here we drink natural fruit drinks that we make, like you take the fruit, papaya or whatever, and you put it in the blender and don't even put sugar. Most of the time you don't even use it. If it's sweet, you can use like a teaspoon or a tablespoon or something and put in there, and you fill the whole blender up with water and the fruit and blend that up, and you don't need any sugar. None at all. It's just the sugar of the fruit is great. So the other part that we want to talk about is controlling stress, because yesterday we've talked about how important it is in people with type 2 diabetes to keep their stress level down, because they found that people who are stressed with diabetes, their level goes way, they have a big problem. Okay, it's even worse, when they're stressed. So you want to make sure to, if you do have diabetes and you suffer with that, be sure to try to get rid of all the stress in your life, or manage it, control it, right? Because my teacher loves to say, there is no stress. No, you are stressed. You decide to be stressed, but actually out there's nothing that's stressful. You're the one that makes it stressful, okay? So just controlling yourself and getting to yourself is what's going to do it, right? But you can also do breathing exercises, okay? Here's a couple here that this one says you can sit or lie down and uncross your legs and arms, okay? Take a deep breath. Whenever you feel, nervous or stressed, right? Then push out as much air as you can. Get out all that air, and you're doing it from the belly and through your nose. Get all that old air out of there. And then breathe in and out again. And this time relaxing your muscles on purpose while you breathe out. And keep doing it for 5 to 20 minutes at a time. And especially if you can do this and then become conscious of tension or anxiety when you feel it. You can do this while you're, doing other things. You can start breathing. I practice 4 breaths in, 4 breaths out. And I'll sit there in the middle of a bad situation and I'll concentrate on that. And if I'm lying down, I'll go to sleep, and I mean it. Yes. So in this technique, you can learn in a clinic or from an audio tape. You tense muscles, then relax them. Okay, the exercise. Another way to relax your body is by moving it through a wide range of motions. Okay, so 3 ways to loosen up through movement are circling, stretching, and shaking parts of your body. So to make it more fun, do it with music, right? I do my yoga with music, and I use the beat to kind of, make it have a rhythm to it, right? Because, well, I love the rhythm, man. Each time you notice a bad thought, purposely think of something that makes you happy or proud. Okay, so you can take it one step further. Through your breathing, when you're in the middle of a situation that you feel stressed in, right? Think of your breathing standing there and then relaxing all your muscles as you do that. And then in your mind, picture something that makes you super happy, really, really happy. Sometime that's happened in the past that you danced, laughed, had a grand time, whatever you were doing. Put that in your mind just for a moment and see what happens. It'll change everything. So anyway, that's really important. There are all different things, all different ways to not be stressful. And that's what we're here to talk about. We tell you about meditation and every damn thing, and diet. And I got recipes, of course, which I want to share with you. I've got 2 today, which are super ones. But first, I want to play you a song. I've got it here. Oh, yes, this Sanchez. Missing You.
Yeah, I'm a missing you. Missing you. Talk to you, but it's not the same as touching you. And every time you whisper my name, I wanna run to you. We'll be together, and it won't be long. It won't be long, but it seems like forever. Yeah, and it's hard on my own, baby, 'cause I'm missing you now, and it's driving me crazy, 'cause I'm needing my baby. I'm missing you now. Yeah. Can't wait another lonely, baby, 'cause I'm missing you now. Ooh, needing you right here by my side is all that I can do. My arms around my pillow at night, they should be holding you. I was much stronger. How could I know? How could I know? But it seems like forever, and it's hard to be strong, baby, 'cause I'm missing you now, and it's driving me crazy. I'm needing my baby. I'm missing you now. Yeah, can wait now, baby, baby, 'cause I'm missing you now. Ooh, and I'm missing you now, and it's driving me, baby. I'm needing my baby. I'm missing you now. You know, baby, I'm not alone with you, baby, 'cause I'm missing you now. Yeah. Listen, needing you right here by my side. You know that I can do.
You are in tune to
Cobra Live Radio, the number one radio station. Jabuki represented to the world. Cobra Live Radio.
Yes, your soul provider. That's S-O-U-L. That's what I want to be for you. Love you, baby. Yes. Okay, it's the Bless Up Radio Show, and I'm Kenut Amin at the controls here. I got lots of great playlist here, information from my producer, Susan Evans, and a big interview I'm going to play for you guys starting in about 20 minutes in the second half of the show with Primitive Barnes, our friend in the UK, and well, he's going to tell you all about it. Okay, it's a great interview, and he's a good friend, and it's a great honor to talk to him and be able to present him to you and his music, because it's really great. He's an amazing person. Okay, so I got a medicinal plant for you, and this will blow your mind, the plant that I have for you, and it is a potato, and this is specifically has to do with diabetes too, because the poor old potato gets blamed for being a link between diabetes and food, right? They say that they're really bad for people, and they cause diabetes, and it's a big enemy because it's a high glycemic food, and it leads to diabetes, and it piles on the pounds. And in some ways, that's true, but actually what it is is it's not the potato that's so bad, it's what everybody puts on the potato that's so bad, right? Because truthfully, it's low in calories, it's whole and delicious, and it's nutritious, the potato. And it's eaten all over the world. We grow it everywhere. I mean, okay, here's the thing about it. I tried to grow it here where I live, and in Costa Rica you have to be at a higher altitude to grow it because it needs to have a colder climate. I tried to grow it here and it didn't make it. Something just ate the heck out of them. But in Cuba, which is a lowland, flat country like sea level, right? They grow potatoes there, but they have a special variety that they've developed, and it's small and round. I mean, there's so many different kinds of potatoes. It's just mind-boggling, right? And they're all really good. I love the red-skinned, but I'm going to tell you a little bit about that. Anyway, they're low in calories. They're about 168 calories and hardly any fat in them. They're loaded with potassium. So potassium is something we all need, right? It's one potato with the skin contains about 1,600 milligrams of potassium, and that's like 45% of what you need every day. And there's so much fiber in them. If you eat the skin, of a large potato, it contains 8 grams of fiber, dietary fiber, or a third of what you need every day. Wow, man, they're amazing. They're rich in vitamin C, and this is the skin again. Just it contains 29 milligrams of vitamin C, nearly half of what you need every day. Wow! And they're jam-packed with B6. One large potato contains 55% of your daily requirement of B6. This is a vitamin that's crucial for your cardiovascular system, digestive, immune, muscular, and nervous systems, all of those, okay? So what do you do with them? You bake them. You can bake them and put all kinds of crap on them. And they come out of there with piled with, sour cream and bacon bits and butter and cheese sauce, which is all so good it makes my mouth water, but that's what's the fat stuff, Mashed potatoes, usually they take all the skin off, and they mash them all up with milk and butter, and by the time you get done with them, they're pretty fattening. French fries, another one, fried in what are they, polyunsaturated oils that have high trans fats for you, really bad for your heart. It's not the potato's fault, but we're getting the point we're saying here. And potato salad is another one. The big deal, you got all these potatoes, they're all boiled up, peeled, whatnot, and mixed up with mayonnaise and all kinds of eggs and all kinds of crap. Okay, so don't blame the potato, okay? And, here, there's all the different kinds. They come in all different sizes, shapes, colors. There's sweet potatoes. There's white potatoes, purple. Fingerlings, the little long ones. I love the little teeny ones. And red potatoes. And they all have different calorie and nutrient counts. So, that's amazing. The purple and red potatoes are higher in antioxidants than the yellow or white ones, okay? Sweet potatoes, and that's not to be confused with yams, are richer in vitamin A than white potatoes. The trick, it says, as with all whole foods we eat, is to mix up the colors and nutrient profiles to achieve a healthful diet. Yeah, a lot of people say that, and I love to look at my plate when it's got all the different colors. I posted a picture on Facebook of my fruit plate, and I had kiwi on there a couple weeks ago, and everybody goes, look, it's a Rasta salad, fruit salad. And it was, man, it had the Rasta colors, but, if you can mix the colors, I don't know. It seems to be a good thing. Another thing, eat whatever's fresh and ripe right then, even if you gorge on it. Eat it, because that's how we would do on a natural habitat. We would eat whatever's ripe in our area right then, rather than eating stuff from all the way around the world. Plus, it saves on all those carbon emissions. Imagine they're going out there, causing the hot weather and the cold weather and the terrible stuff going on with climate change. Okay. They say that, boiling it, everything takes it. You want to leave the peeling on it for sure. Because on the peeling is like 87. Okay, on the peeling there's everything you can imagine. That's why you want to leave it, the peeling on, and when you're using it, like when you make potato salad, leave it on, and even mashed potatoes. I love it. Baked potatoes, eat the peeling, But just the main thing about however you cook it, don't put a lot of crap on it. You put a little bit of salt or something, maybe a little bit of butter, if you want, or oil or something, but not a lot. it's really, and it's a great thing because it actually helps people lose weight if they don't put all that on, because when you eat a potato, it fills you up, and it keeps you full for a long time so that you don't want to eat more, so it's a good thing for even losing weight if you don't bugger it up, okay? And the toxic components, you've heard of that, and I've heard of it too, okay? This was interesting. The natural defenses that the potato plant puts out against fungi and insects are on the leaves, stems, and the sprouts, and they contain high levels of toxic compounds that are called glycoalkaloids, usually solanine and chaconine. They're normally found at low levels in the tuber itself, right, in the potato, and occur in the greatest concentrations just beneath the skin. They should be stored in a dark place, like in a root cellar, or in the refrigerator. You can keep them too. But when they get exposed to light, potatoes turn green in color. You've seen that on the skin, right? And that's due to the increased levels of chlorophyll, which can also indicate higher levels of solanine and this glycoalkaloids, right? Since they're not destroyed when you cook the potato, it's always important to, when you get the potato ready, to cut off those green parts like that. I don't know if you do that instinctively or not. I do, but anyway, I heard it. I think somebody told me once, but anyway, don't eat the green on the potato skin, okay? All right, I'm going to play another one of the new ones for Cobra Radio, Live Radio here, CobraLiveRadio.com, that sent me last night. This is Whitfield Batson and When We're Dancing.
There's a place I know where we can go to hear the music pumping and the lights are low. Heavy burdens leave them way behind. Oh yeah, we're in search of pleasure, and pleasure we will find. Let's journey to the dance floor where people gather round to release their tension to a humbling sound. Sounds to keep you swaying, you don't wanna stop. Tonight we're here to celebrate, so give it all you got. When we're dancing, yeah. Dancing to the rhythm of love, dancing to the rhythm of love. Oh yeah, when we're dancing, dancing to the rhythm of love, dancing to the rhythm of love. Whoa, whoa. See those smiling faces, they're all like you and me. Happy to be dancing, setting spirits free. We go to the places where all the niceness flows, where you get a feeling to let your feelings show. Yeah, we journey to the dance floor where people gather round to release their tension to a humbling sound. Sounds to keep you swaying, you don't wanna stop. Tonight we're here to celebrate, so give it all you got. dancing to the rhythm of love. Hear me now, when we're dancing, yeah, dancing to the rhythm of love, dancing to the rhythm of love. We're dancing, we're dancing, we're dancing, we're dancing, dancing to the rhythm of love. Yes, we're dancing to the rhythm of love. Yes, we're dancing, we're dancing, we're dancing, we're dancing, we're dancing, dancing to the rhythm of love, dancing to the rhythm of love.
Yeah, that's a good one, isn't it? When we're dancing. Yes, the rhythm of love. I got to play another one of Marcia Griffiths today. I played Dreamland yesterday, which is one of my very favorites, and dedicate to my baby. Well, this one is My Life, Marcia Griffiths. I picked this one up. I love it too. Old and good.
This is my business. Stay out of my business. Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is my life. Got to make my own decision. Or win or lose, you're the one I choose. My life. Got to make my own decision. Or win or lose, you're the one I choose. My life. Got to make my own decision. Or win or lose. This is my life. Got to make my own decision. Or win or lose. I'm in love, but friends keep telling me it's just a hype. I'm so in love, but they keep on saying that you're not my type. Some say you are a gangster, have me under full control, making me do crazy things. They're worried about my future and they don't like how you roll and how you make your living. But this is my life, got to make my own decision. Or win or lose, you're the one I choose. My life, got to make my own decision. Or win or lose. My life, win or lose, you're the one I choose. My life, got to make my own decision. Or win or lose. I'm in love, and I know everything's gonna be alright. I'm so in love, and I'm in paradise. So when you hold me tight, even when we're not together, you're always on my mind. Baby, you're my everything. You're a friend and a lover. Yes, you are a one of a kind. You know how to do your thing. This is my life. Got to make my own decision. Or win or lose, you're the one I choose. My life. Got to make my own decision. Or win or lose, you're the one I choose. My life. You're the one I choose. My life. Got to make my own decision. Or win or lose. They say I'm confused. I've been used. I've been thinking with my heart. They'll do anything to come between us. They wanna see us apart, but no one can come between me and you. As long as I know that you love me too, nothing can come between the love that's true. Love conquers all. Oh, this is my life, my life. This is my life. Got to make my own decision, or win or lose. Yes, this is my life. Got to make my own decision, or win or lose. The other one I choose. My life. Got to make my own decision, or win or lose. The other one I choose. My life. Got to make my own decision. Win or lose. Yes, this is my life. Got to make my own decision, or win or lose. The other one I choose.
Nice, huh? I love that. That's great, Marcia Griffiths. Yes, her life, my life, and we're going to do what we choose. Be yourself. You know, I put that up on Facebook. I get these things come into my mind, you know, all of a sudden I'll go, and I'll run over and put it, you know, as an inspiration for people. Yesterday it was, true freedom is living truth and the consequences that come with following that path. And that's so true, man, especially for, you know, what inspired me was my Rasta, all my Rasta friends, you know, and everybody in the Rastafarian world, you know. We know what we're talking about. Okay, I've got one more. I want to give you some very, very simple yoga poses. And you can go on to our Facebook page. You know, I forgot to tell you guys about that. On the Bless Up Radio Show Facebook page, go and check that out. And like it, and there you'll find like the links for all the videos of the poses that we talked about yesterday. today these are really easy, but it also tells you in this article of the to go to YouTube and check these out, and you can see how to do them. But I'm going to explain it to you because they're really easy. These are for people who, like you've never done any yoga before, you have diabetes. These focus on the midsection, the pancreas, the stomach, all that. Those are the parts, that have a bad effect, from diabetes. So these will help, and you breathe. For people with type 1 or type 2 diabetes. And you'll experience well-being, and you will also control your stress, because whenever you're focusing on something like yoga, meditation, or your breathing, you're not thinking about things that you're stressing about, and that's what our motto is. If you're stressed, down-pressed, depressed, whatever kind of pressed, tune in to the Bless Up Radio Show and get blissed, okay? So this helps also people with type 2 manage their blood glucose levels. So it helps your body to relax, helps you to relax. It helps with both blood pressure and blood sugar. There are 3 of them here. They're really easy. It massages the pancreas, these ones, and stimulates the production of insulin manufacturing beta cells, and many of them increase glucose absorption by muscle cells. Great. Regular practice facilitates weight loss and mental clarity as well. Well, that's good to know. I feel pretty clear. Okay. The first one is the seated forward bend. Okay, so what you'll do, and you do it while I'm telling you if you want, you can sit on the floor and with the back straight, with your legs outstretched in front of you and your toes pointing up. Take in a breath on 4 beats, and as you exhale, bend forward at the waist, head toward your knees. Grasp your toes with your fingers, or you can just rest your hands as far down your legs as you can possibly go. Just make sure you get your hands down there. One of the main things is never ever push yourself when you're doing yoga. Only do as far as you feel like, you can do. Don't ever do any more, because you'll find if you practice regularly each time or every week, you'll find that you're going a little bit further or doing a little bit better, okay? Grasp your toes with the fingers or put your hands down there, and then hold that pose while you take 2 or 3 complete breaths. That's 4 beats in, 4 beats out. Then inhale and return to the sitting position, and do it like 3 or 4 times. The half plow, and that's where you're lying on your back, and the full plow, it's like when you put both legs up and all the way back up over your head, which, and funny, is a forward bend, which you wouldn't even think of, but it is. Anyway, on this one is a simple one. You lie on your back and extend your legs out with the toes pointing up and your arms at your sides and the palms down, okay? Breathe in as you press down with the palms, and raise one of your legs slowly until it is perpendicular to the floor with the sole of the foot facing the ceiling. Hold the position and your breath as long as you comfortably can. Then, slowly lower your leg, keeping it straight, back to the floor as you exhale. So, in breath, foot up, leg up. Hold your breath in the pose. Exhale, foot down. I would say 4 breath in, hold it 4 breath out. Okay? That would work really good. Then repeat, lifting the other leg to complete 1 whole cycle, and then do 3 more cycles. So you want to do 4 altogether. And then the bridge or spinal lift is where you lie on your back with your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor a few inches apart. And your arms at your side with your palms down. Then exhale and push your hips up and off the floor. Push down with your palms for added support. Now, you want your head and your neck, your arms, and the soles of your feet are going to still be remaining on the floor. So what you're getting is your ass up off the floor in an arch, with your feet flat and keeping your shoulders and your neck and head and your arms down to support yourself. So continue breathing while you hold the position as long as you comfortably can. Then exhale as you come back down with your hips and your back to the floor, and do it real slow. So there are lots of how-to yoga videos on YouTube. So, or you can also, it says here, for a few dollars a month, join Gaia GaiemTV.com and enjoy their instructional videos. So, you don't even have to go to classes. I never took a class in my life. I've gone to a couple, but I learned it all on my own just by looking at a book and practicing and doing one. And I'd get one down a little bit where I could do it, and then I'd go to another one. Until I have a regular routine of 20. I do 20 asanas or poses. Okay, we've got to take out time for our advertisements, our sponsors, why we wouldn't be here otherwise. And then I'm coming back with the big interview with Primitive, our friend.
The UK's #1 hit music station.
This is Lady Gaga.
What's up? This is Mark Ronson.
Cobra Live Radio.
All the hits. All the hits.
Blazing all over the world. Want to advertise your business, product or services? Make your website more visible online to over 15,000 viewers. Email us today at cobraliveradio@gmail.com. That's cobraliveradio@gmail.com. It's arrived.
Because I'm happy I'm alone. If you feel like a room without a roof, these girls ain't loyal, no they ain't. My mind's telling me no. My mind's telling me no.
The anthems of the year. Essential R&B 2015.
Are you a DJ? Love music? Want to play on a professional online radio station with over 10,000 listeners? Previous experience not essential, and broadcast software can be provided. If you have a personality and microphone skills, email us today. cobraliveradio@gmail.com. That's cobraliveradio@gmail.com. Or call 07903 925 010.
Looking to pick up some great tickets for a must-see gig or show in the London area? Then get to stubhub.co.uk, where you'll find the seats you want, even at the last minute, and even if it's sold out. From the hottest concerts at the O2 to the smallest gigs, you'll find the seats you want on StubHub. Plus, with the StubHub app, you can find great seats anytime, anywhere. So head to stubhub.co.uk, see what's happening near you, and find the seats you want today. StubHub, the way ticket buying should be.
In the U.S. and around the world, ASUS is a brand famous for awesome laptops, tablets, smartphone, and motherboards. Yeah!
In the UK and around the civilized world, however, ASUS is a brand respected for innovative laptops, tablets, smartphones, and PC components.
ASUS products that look epic and sound rockin'.
ASUS, originally named after Pegasus, the winged horse from Greek mythology, but now sounds like Zeus, the god of sky and thunder.
That's it, ASUS, or whatever you call us. Just search out our incredible range at asus.co.uk.
In the forum representing, if you want your music reach worldwide and forget your place all over, you not feel look no further. You not feel look no further. DJLB Music Marketing will promote your music, into a worldwide audience of DJs, radio station producers, mixtapes, also BBM, email blasts, and websites. Then contact DLB Music Marketing via SoundCloud/Facebook at DLB Music Marketing. Email address dlbmusicmarketing@gmail.com. Twitter at dlb_music_promo. Also check out them website www.dlbmusicmarketing.com. Watch on it. Everyone representing DLB Music Marketing. Yeah, I take it to them worldwide. Take it to them worldwide.
Up to 300 people are killed every year in accidents where the driver has fallen asleep at the wheel. Before you feel too tired, pull off the road into a services or other safe area. Drink strong coffee and take a quick nap while the caffeine kicks in.
If you're having a nap, you've left your lights on, sir.
All right, cheers.
Think. Don't drive tired.
Even if you are driving on drugs, you've got no reason to be pulled over, do you? It's not like the drugs are affecting you. Anyway, you know these roads.
notes. And the police can't tell you've done drugs, can they? It's not like your eyes are red or you're acting a bit strange. You'll be fine. Except from March 2nd, new laws have made it easier to catch and convict you, leading to a criminal record, a minimum 12-month driving ban, and a fine of up to £5,000. Think. Don't take drugs and drive.
What's up, people? This is Miss Dynamite. I never shall boo. You know you would. Lyrical shot get popped by spread. We have a little something that everybody did when the gunman run on cuff, as I said. You're listening to Cobra Live Radio. Keep it low.
The UK's #1 hit music station.
This is Lady Gaga.
What's up? This is Mark Ronson.
Cobra Live Radio.
All the hits. All the hits.
Blazing all over the world.
Alright then, say. Yeah, alright. Yeah. Oh. Alright now. Yeah.
Don't lose your calm, Rastaman, Rastaman. Around the corner could be a storm that you back up on.
Don't lose it, don't lose it.
Don't lose your calm, Bingy man, Bingy man. Around the corner could be the psalm that you back up on.
Don't lose it, yeah.
My baby says she loves me.
She says she loves me. She says she loves me.
Then she says she's got to leave me.
Now she pack up and gone. She pack up and gone.
Then she says she still wants to see me, yeah.
See me.
I said, baby, you must be crazy. Are you trying to kill me?
Trying to kill me. She says she love me, but not with me anymore. Trust me, I could never believe that you could go. Now she pack up and gone. All I got is me and my heart, bro. She take it just like a joke. And it says, gone away, gone away. And even I remember what we used to say. Tomorrow is another day.
Don't lose your calm, Rastaman, Rastaman. Around the corner could be a storm that you back up on.
Don't lose it, don't lose it.
Don't lose your calm, Bingy man, Bingy man. Around the corner could be the psalm that you back up on.
Don't lose it, yeah. Don't lose your calm. Don't lose your calm. Don't lose your calm. Don't lose it, Bingy man, Rasta man. Don't lose your calm. Don't lose your calm. Don't lose your calm. Bingy man, don't lose it, Bingy man.
She says I'm so much older, and she is so much younger,
young girl.
We ain't got all this time together. The weather, stormy weather.
Girl, from your gun, say it burn me like fire. Search out the whole place, can't believe you're not there. Never miss the river till the water run dryer. The love for you have, girl, it used to take me higher. Enough time me say tears cry from them higher. When me can't believe me shout out oh Naya. And sometimes I say me cry to my mama, but me still try.
Don't lose your calm, Rastaman, Rastaman. Around the corner could be a storm that you back up on.
Don't lose it, don't lose it.
Don't lose your calm, Bingy man, Bingy man. Around the corner could be the psalm that you back up on.
Don't lose it, yeah. Don't lose your calm. Don't lose your calm. Alright then, say. Don't lose your calm. Don't lose it, Bingy man, yeah. Rasta man. Don't lose your calm. Don't lose your calm. Oh. Don't lose your calm. Bingy man. Don't lose it, Bingy man.
Don't lose your calm, Rastaman, Rastaman. Around the corner could be a storm that you back up on.
Bingy man, Rasta man.
Don't lose your calm, Bingy man, Bingy man. Around the corner could be the psalm that you back up on.
Don't lose it, Bingy man.
Don't lose your calm, Rastaman, Rastaman. Around the corner could be a storm that you back up on.
Don't lose it, don't lose it.
Don't lose your calm. Bingy man. Around the corner could be the psalm that you buck upon.
Don't lose it, yeah.
Don't lose your calm. Rastaman.
Don't lose your
Rastaman. Around the corner could be a storm that you buck upon.
Bingy man, Rastaman.
Don't lose your calm. Bingy man.
Don't lose your
man. Around the corner could be the storm that you buck upon.
Don't lose it, Bingy man. Don't lose your calm.
Yes, that's our friend. That's Primitive Barnes from the UK, and we're featuring him today. And I also recorded the interview with him yesterday. He's our good friend, man. Isn't that a great song? That's the one song by him, Calm, by Primitive. I got 4 more to play for you. Really good ones. I'm going to play, though, for you. There's such a blessing to have him on the show, you know, and he's doing such great work, and he's going to tell you all about it in this interview that I recorded yesterday. I'm going to play for you now. I take a break about 5 minutes in because, well, we got to kind of commemorate the one song, you know, one of the reasons that we met in the first place. So, and I'll play that song for you too, and then we'll go on with the interview. And in the end, I'll play the rest of his songs, and we'll have a great time. Okay, so and enjoy it.
Well, just like I promised everybody, we had Jason Barnes. Oh, my friend Jason Barnes. Primitive is his actual professional name from the UK, Primitive. Give a big up to everybody, Primitive. It's so great to have you here today.
Everybody listening to the great Keynote live and direct. This is Primitive in your house.
That's right. And so, you know, I told everybody yesterday a little bit, you know, about you and that we're going to have the interview today, and I'm going to play it for them tomorrow. I also talked to them about your new album that you just released, which is a big deal, and I want you to tell everybody about it, how they can find it, how they can buy it, of course, and how you put that thing together was amazing.
Yeah, the new album, Don't Worry Mama, is dedicated to my great friend, Pierre, who's got a tattoo studio called Don't Worry Mama in Västerås, Sweden. But it's also dedicated to all the mothers, of course, out there in the universe. And it's a very interesting album because if anybody has followed my work, I am a bit of a chameleon in my music because I like to do mix different styles, you know. And along with my usual mixtures, I ended up doing 3 tracks with a couple of guys who call themselves Illuminous, and they do psychedelic trance music. And I really enjoyed working with them and doing these tracks. And actually, on this one of the tracks, my daughter actually sings a little bit. One of my daughters sings a little bit with me, you know. So yeah, it was.
That's Nick. Is that Nicole then?
Nicole, yeah. Mm-hmm. The album was mostly done in Sweden with my partner Magnus Holt. And I think that it was one track, Don't Worry Mama, was done with another friend of mine who calls himself now Miklo Johan. His other name is, as an artist, he's a hip-hop artist, his name is Pyro. And so we collaborated in a few other things before. And he's actually on a few tracks on my previous album, Lion in Your Jungle.
When was that one released? The other album, when did that one?
Lion in Your Jungle was actually originally released in 2012, but I promoted it a fair amount, but I since then changed distribution, which I'm handling myself through an Austrian company. So I re-released it just a few months ago after Don't Worry Mama. So they're both available on about 300 download sites, including all the major sites for downloading music: iTunes, Amazon, Spotify. I'm sure it's on CD Baby and so on. So whichever download sites a person is familiar with or buys from, they can find my music.
You hear that, everybody? I bought your album, yes, man, because,
Thank you so much.
I support my friends. I've got to do it,
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and well, it's really good, though. I listen to it all the time. And that's why we're going to play a few of your songs today interspersed here in the interview, and I'm going to definitely play Rasta Going On for everybody.
Yeah, that's a great song. I love that song.
Me too. I love that. And that's how I met you. I have to tell everyone how ingenious you are. Okay. And I'm going to get to that part in a minute. But, the way that I met Primitive or Jason, is that one day on my Facebook page, I go, who is this person that posted something on my page, and I went over there because whenever someone posts or tags me in something, I always get notified, so I go over there and look at, here's this video, and I go, what? And I turn on that thing, wow, man, it blew my mind. I was dancing, I'm going, who is this guy? I wrote him right away. I wrote him a message. I go, you're amazing. I can't believe it. How did I miss you in the world? And we've been friends ever since, huh?
Yeah, but this is some of the magic of living. There's a lot of amazing people in the world who we don't know about.
I know. It's amazing, and it's how we're all connected, and it proves it. Somehow, when the time's right, we find each other.
We find each other, absolutely.
Well, I want to play Rasta Going On for everybody real quick, and then we're going to come back and listen to more of the interview. I'm going to have some more. I want to hear all about, you got to hear about Jason's background, and I'm going to ask him some good questions, so listen up.
There's some Rasta going on.
Some Rasta going on, eh? Some Rasta going on.
There's some Rasta going on. Early in the morning as I rise, as I open my eyes.
In the morning, my eyes, my eyes.
Feelings of one energy taking over me. It must be this feeling of universal love. Universal. I just want to be carried on your wings, on his wings of love.
Carry on, your wings.
I see them as they walk, I see them as they talk, I see them as they sing praises to Jah. There's some Rasta going on, there's some Rasta going on. I see them as they walk, I see them as they talk, I see them as they sing praises to Jah. There's some Rasta going on, there's some Rasta going on.
Each and every day, must stop your play, I give you long day. Some Rasta going on.
There's some Rasta going on.
Each and every day, must stop your play, I give you long day. Some Rasta going on.
There's some Rasta going on. Before I go to sleep, I pray my soul to keep, my soul to keep,
my soul.
Happiness is mine when Jah is on my mind. When Jah is on my mind, yeah, on my mind.
Each and every day, must stop your play. I give you long day. Some Rasta going on. Give thanks to the bread, max respect for your faith. Let them hate, y'all show the way. Alright, never quit. Sing ya up on your arm. Let them let when they see the light. Well, stop the fight. Righteousness, bless, yes, one love.
I see them as they walk, I see them as they talk, I see them as they sing praises to Jah. There's some Rasta going on, there's some Rasta going on. I see them as they walk, I see them as they talk, I see them as they sing praises to Jah. There's some Rasta going on, there's some Rasta going on.
Every day, must stop your play. I give you long day. Some Rasta going on.
There's some Rasta going on.
I don't know how we're going to get to all your stuff, you know. But
can't
you've
get
lived
all
in
of
how
it.
many countries in your life?
I've lived
First of
in
all.
8 different countries.
8 different countries. Wow. You know.
Yeah.
And you live in the UK now, but you were born in Jamaica, right?
I was born in Jamaica. I came to England when I was 11 from Jamaica, and actually I only ended up coming to England because I ran away from where my dad left me because I didn't want to stay there. Because otherwise I would have probably never been to England, because he didn't believe that England was a place for me to grow up. He felt that would have been better off growing up in Jamaica. To that question, or to that statement, I don't really know what the answer is.
You don't really know where you came from.
You know, destiny is destiny. So anyway, because I ran away from where he left me with some, I think it was his uncle, which was my grand uncle, who was an awful man, and he didn't have any children, so he had no idea about, you know, raising a child. I was like about 10-ish, and I was actually on school vacation when my dad took me to this far place from where I was living, and left me in this. It was like, you know, for me, I lived in a small town called Frankfield, which most Jamaicans probably won't even know anyway. But he took me to an even more farther in the middle of nowhere place, which was like on a mountainside, and left me with this man.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and I wasn't there for very long because I ran back to my mom's, where I was living before, and I've always lived, to this place called Frankfield, where I had a bunch of siblings, because I'm one of 10. So I had another 9 siblings there, and I ran back and stayed with my mom, and I was able to go back to school before the holidays. When the holidays finished, I just went back to school like normal, because I was only away during the holiday time, kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Right.
That's how I ended up coming to England.
Yeah. When was that you came to England? How old were you?
I was 11 years old.
What is it with so many Jamaican people? So many Jamaican people either go to live in England or they live in southern United States. But in England, are you a citizen there?
Yeah, automatically, because don't forget that Jamaica was colonized.
I know.
You know,
Yeah.
most of the world, and so if you were a colony of Britain, that made you British. You know,
Right.
That's what the colonialism did. So, you know, and the reason why a lot of people obviously came to Britain and still do is because they want to try and make a better life. You know, because life is tough in this third world. I'm not really sure where the second world is, because I'm still looking for that. You know, I don't understand how they can go from 1 to third and skip second. So, you know.
Where is that second world? You know where it is, don't you? It's on the other side of the veil, where we all live, you know, but just don't know it, and we're not conscious of it, but we're living over there.
Yeah, so, you know, a lot of people obviously come because they see and they hear and they read about this glorious life in the first world, which is really
right.
That's another thing to talk about. You know,
exactly. You and I could talk about that, because you know how everybody down here, their dream life is this life of the United States. You know.
Yes.
I even told everybody on the show the other day. You know, Castro calls us the bootlicking country.
And you know what's amazing? Everybody in the so-called third world wants to go to the first world, because it's so glamorous and beautiful. And everybody in the first world wants to go to the third world, you know?
And that's what's going on, too, because down here, so many foreigners, especially in the area where I live here, you know. I was telling everybody just yesterday about how here they come and they have their own community because they don't know how to speak Spanish and they won't learn it.
And they don't like to mix because they feel they're you know, above other people, which is another problem, you know.
I think that's part of it too. Yeah, I'm sure that's probably part of it too. Well, okay, so how many languages? You must speak a lot of languages, because I know you lived in Brazil.
Well, yeah,
and you speak Portuguese.
Portuguese. I like to say I ended up teaching Portuguese actually, and because of Portuguese, I'm able to speak a lot of Latin-based language, not fluently, but I can. I mean, in Spanish, I can I can get by, because it's very close. A few words are different, but I'm able to communicate with Italians, and I understand a lot of French and so on because of having spoken Portuguese for so long. And I even today, I still often have I have problems with English words because, I lived for a long time in Brazil, and I spent many years where I did not speak much English.
I know just what you're talking
because English, and people don't understand. In South America, all of South America is Castellano.
Right.
Yeah, Spanish.
Yes.
All of South America. And then you got Brazil that speaks Portuguese. So there's no reason for anybody to have to speak English.
No.
Really.
No, and it's funny because doing the show, I've been in Costa Rica and speaking Spanish for so long that a lot of the words that I read that are in English, like in articles and stuff, I didn't learn when I was in the United States and spoke English. So when I read them here, I read them with the pronunciation in Spanish. And so like when I'm on the radio show, Susan's over there going, no, it's pronounced like this. She spells it out phonetically in a message, so I'm going, oh, okay, I'm sorry, everybody, but because I don't, I'm like you, and sometimes I can't even think of the English word anymore because I've used the Spanish so much.
Exactly. I mean, I find that, often,
it's funny.
If I, for example, if I put a number in my phone, for example, or if I try to memorize a number, and if I do it in Portuguese, it's difficult to think of it in English.
Right.
When I'm trying to remember it, I must think in Portuguese to remember it.
Yeah.
Things like that. So yes, it's fascinating. So yeah, I speak a few languages, and I don't speak Swedish, but I understand. I can if I pay attention, because I spend a lot of time there, I can figure out what they're talking about a little bit, And of course, I know some words, but I didn't really try to learn Swedish because I didn't stay there that long, and because everybody speaks English, and everybody wants to speak English.
Right. That's the way it is here too,
In Norway, they told me that English was, which it is, it's the working language. So if you speak English, you can pretty much get a job in any sector in the Swedish or Norwegian society, because everybody speaks English, because they learn it at school. It's part of their curriculum.
Yeah, right. In other countries, all the other countries, in fact, it seems to me to be the most global language, doesn't it? English.
It is. Yeah, I mean, if you want to do business internationally,
right,
you don't speak English, you're gonna have some problems.
Yeah, that's what pays my way. Being a translator.
And also, if you want to use computer, you better learn, because all the programs are in English.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. So if for an educated person, they need to learn English. It's simple. They need to learn it. Doesn't matter which country you come from.
That's right. Here in Costa Rica too, it's like a major. Everybody's got to learn English, whether they speak it or not. That's what I was the point of the speaking English thing I was talking about to people yesterday is that. If you got to be a fool to learn stuff. So you got to be a person that loves to communicate, in which I was when I came here. I knew no Spanish. I'd just go out there and start trying to talk to them. People, no, wait, and then that's how I learned. But you got to be a fool to learn.
I went to Brazil. I did not speak a word of Spanish. I did not speak a word of Portuguese.
Right. Yeah.
I remember being at a party one time when I just got there, like a couple of weeks, and I was in this room by myself. But I had a few friends there, and they always spoke English, because one of the guys I knew from New York and everything. And I remember this Portuguese guy came in, Brazilian guy came in and said to me, "You speak Portuguese?" And I said, "Nada." And I don't even know where the word came from, And he said to me, "Oh, but yes, that's Portuguese. You're speaking Portuguese." I had to laugh,
You really lucked out.
But, one of the things I know for sure that helped me to learn Portuguese very quickly was because I love languages anyway. I have a desire to speak other languages. And I found Brazilian Portuguese a very romantic, a very beautiful language. But I think being a musician, and being a musician that was not trained, I didn't study music. So it's all about my hearing, So when I hear things, I can memorize them. You know, and because of my ability to listen, I can also copy pronunciations very well.
Right.
I can speak, you know. So I think those two things helped me to learn Portuguese quite fast. And I mean, I've been told many times by many people from Brazil that I'm Brazilian. I'm a Brazilian that went out of Brazil and came back because they don't believe that I'm a Jamaican. Because nobody speaks Portuguese like how I speak it, because I learned it from the street and not from the school.
Right, right.
When you study a language from a school, you don't speak the same way as if you learned it on the street.
No, that's exactly right. And the best way to learn a language is to get out there and converse with people and interact. And that's how you learn it the best. And you speak like them, because, you know, people say to you, haven't they said to you, man, you speak just like a Brazilian.
Exactly.
You know?
I showed a woman once my passport that I was Jamaican. She said, no, I don't
No,
it's not possible. So.
I know, that's how you get. Well, listen, I want you to tell everybody, you know, because this is amazing. And I know when I first met you, I went, you know, how old are you? And you are...
I'm a young age of 64. I will be 65 on the 25th of December this year.
Right, and that's what blew my mind, because I'm 1 month older than you, and 1 day, because I'm on the 24th, you know. But how in the world did you get to, you know, this place that you are in music and your success and everything? I know that, please tell everybody how you've done so much of this on your own, but how did it come to be at this point in your life that you...
What can I say? I've always wanted to do music. I've been singing since I could talk, and I've always been attracted to music. When I was 6 years old in Jamaica, the teacher calling me up in my class and asking me to sing for my class, which was very embarrassing for me, because I was always very, very shy. And I am still very shy, actually, but somehow I managed to do my shows okay, you know.
That's the kind of guy you are, though, you know.
What's that?
That's the kind of guy you are. You're kind of shy in a way, but not really, you know. I don't know how to explain
quiet
it.
And very shy and whatever, you know.
Yeah.
But when I was 12, here in London, I decided I wanted to, but not just me, a bunch of us was going to make a band. And we had so many problems and arguments before we even bought instruments about who was going to be the leader, who was going to do this, who was going to do that. Then at that very early age, I decided that, you know what, forget the band. I'm never going to join on the band, because if this is how it is, I'm not interested. I'm going to wait until one day when I have enough money, I'm just going to make my own music. And to be honest with you, that's what I did. In this mid-70s, I moved... No, I don't remember. I was in my 20s, and I went to one seaside place here in England. Don't ask me which one, because I don't remember if it was Bournemouth or Blackpool or wherever the hell it was. But I went to one seaside town, and they had a machine that you could go and make a record. You know?
Oh, I remember those.
Remember those?
Yes,
It was like a phone booth. And
yeah.
You put some money in, and you could sing and make a record, right? So,
your own little recording studio. They were like a little...
That was my first experience with recording, and I made a record. I wish I could find that now, because it must sound terrible. Anyway, I was very proud of it, you know. But when I went to Canada in the mid-70s, I met this English guy called Peter Thompson, and he was a sales buyer for like a top menswear store in Canada, in Toronto. But he was also a music fanatic like me. And a mutual friend said to me, you need to get together with Peter. Anyway, make a long story short, we met, and he asked me for a whole year to come and play music with him before I finally accepted and played with him.
Wow.
And I was so shy that the first time he asked me to sing a song, it was just me and him in this attic rehearsing. He had to turn his back, because if he was looking my way, I couldn't make a sound. So that's my humble beginnings, thanks to Peter, to making music. And from there...
Really?
Yeah, we rehearsed for 4 months, 6 days a week. I swear to you, 6 days a week we rehearsed for 4 months. and then we went to a studio, and we hired a drummer and a keyboard player. I think his name is Bernie Taupin, who actually was Leroy Sibbles from this famous Jamaican band that I can't think
Bernie
of now.
Taupin?
Yeah, I think that was his name.
No, but he played with Elton John, remember?
Not this one, not this other.
Okay,
guy.
a different one.
But he was playing with Leroy Sibbles from Heptones.
Yeah, right.
And that was my first professional recording, you know. So that's my humble beginning. So I actually made my first professional recordings in Toronto, Canada.
In the 70s, then.
Yeah, in the 70s, in a place called, I think it was called, in somewhere called Mississauga, some strange name place like that.
Crazy, huh? Okay, and then so what happened to those things, you know? Where did they go?
That album, God knows what happened to it. I think Peter has that. I don't have a copy of it myself, you know?
You need to have a copy of that, you know, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, it was an amazing time and interesting music, you know, because we when he came to England with the actual album, and Island Records loved the music, but they had just signed Culture Club, and they had not even released any music yet, but they had signed him, and they said to him that they couldn't sign two bands doing similar style of music and, you know, with similar kind of band members, because I was black and he's white, and Culture Club was a white guy with black guy, and somebody, you know, it was a mixed thing. So they thought that it wouldn't be good to have two bands.
What kind of logic is that?
Well, it's their logic.
Yeah, right. It's the
so
business.
Culture Club became who they became, and we disappeared.
Yeah, but not forever. So that's just it. Didn't you do anything in between?
No, we did one album, and then oh God, all kind of things happened. And I think I moved from Canada and started traveling, but I kept pursuing on my own, because after some point with Peter, we did the album. I decided that, you know, it's best if I just did my own thing, you know.
Yeah.
And he went on to have I think he had a pretty successful record company somewhere here in England, doing mostly production stuff, though, you know, producing and releasing albums.
Oh, he's over there now.
Yeah, he's been here for quite some time, actually. I think he came back before me to England. And I went off traveling, you know, they call me the traveling man. So I went to New York. Once I went to New York, actually I ended up going to New York because I was coming to London from Canada. And it was cheaper to fly from New York than it was to fly from Toronto to London. So I took the opportunity to come to Manhattan for the first time. And I was never fond of America, to be honest with you.
No.
Because, you know, growing up in England in the 60s and 70s, those are the times of Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, and they were not nice times for Black Americans.
No.
And we over here were watching and thinking, my God, I would never want to go to that place. You know?
So you've never been to the United States?
Well, on my way to England in the 70s, I decided for some reason to fly from New York, because it was a lot cheaper than flying from Canada. So I went to New York, in Manhattan, and I had to spend, I went with a girlfriend from Canada who was Canadian. So she was going to go to New York with me and go back. And we had a few days in the village, and I totally fell in love with the U.S. because of Greenwich Village.
I've never been there. Well, I always wanted to go there.
I don't know what it's like now, but I'm sure it's the same. You know what? I'll never forget. I was staying in this hotel at the Lexington Avenue and the park. What they call it, Central Park. It was right on the corner. It's near to this. What's this famous place? Carnegie Hall. It was close to Carnegie Hall. You know.
Yeah.
And I went downstairs, and we arrived, went to the room, put our luggage down, and I was starving, so I wanted to eat. But I've been vegetarian, actually vegan, for many, many years. So I went down to the reception and asked them if they knew of a vegetarian restaurant, and they didn't know of any. So I said to my friend, I said, you know what? I'm going to go outside, and the first person I see on the street, I'm going to stop them. So I went
Only
outside,
you would do that.
Yeah, who would do that? So I went outside, and I saw this
Funny.
black guy walking down the street. So, and on the other side, so I ran across the street, and I stopped him. I said, "Excuse me, sir, but I'm a visitor in town. I just came in. I'm hungry, and I'm a vegetarian. Do you know of any places that I could get some food?" And he said to me, "Man, Greenwich Village. You know," he told me exactly of a restaurant where I would find vegetarian food. And he said, "Do you like music?" I said, "Man, I play music." He said, "Oh, you must go down to the village. You must go to there's a famous jazz club down there on West 4th Street. All the great jazz people play there. The Blue Note."
Oh yeah, sure.
Got the Blue Note down there. He said, "Man," and he turned out this guy, can you believe, was the producer or director for the Shakespeare Theatre Company in New York.
Wow. I believe it, of course. I know you. That's what I mean.
He gave me He gave me front row seats to go see what was it called? This famous Shakespeare play they do in the park. Wow. They used to every year in New York. I think it was called Midsummer Night's Dream. I don't know.
Yeah.
And so I had front row seats in Central Park to see Midsummer Night's Dream with Shakespeare.
Well, yes, but the real question is, did you find the vegetarian the vegan restaurant?
Yeah, of course. The man knew his thing, man. And that's how I went to and fell in love with America. The Greenwich Village.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, this is where I want to be.
I know I got to go back to New York because I've only been there one time. I got it because I loved it, really. I really thought it was great, you know. I don't mind the city. I live in the middle of a forest, you know, but I do appreciate cities, you know, for
absolutely.
all
I love both.
good
you
things
know,
about it.
I love to be in the wilderness because I was born in some mountain in the cockpits of Jamaica. I'm sure, I haven't been back there for a while, but I'm sure where I was born, there's no vehicle can go up there. This is like one of these caterpillar things, you know.
Yeah.
It's like on a mountainside, and it's like a path for animals afoot, you know. I don't think you can drive no car up there.
You couldn't get out of there until you could walk out, you know.
Exactly. Yeah.
So tell everybody, I've got a couple more minutes now, and I want you to tell everybody, though, what your plans are. I mean, what you're going to do. What, do you got any plans for any shows, you know, anything like that going on? I know that you had some and the stuff never came through and stuff up in Canada.
A lot of things I was meant to do this year so far, we went on hold. But I have some 2 upcoming major events, which I can't say too much about because they're not like sealed yet. But
right.
I am working with my Brazilian promoter, who is very good at her job, and she wants to do an event here in London and one in Portugal with a Portuguese artist, and we'll be doing them together. Other than that, I am heading to Switzerland in a few weeks because we have some upcoming dates in Switzerland. Me and my partner, who is Jata Dreadlove, some people might know him. He's very active on Facebook. And we together, him and I, have a company called RKY Services, which is the big things that one of the big things I've been working on for a while, where we're going to manage, produce, from athletes to we can work with athletes to musicians, and we're going to do import export. So that's where I've been focusing a lot of my energy lately, and we will be starting. We actually started already. He just came back from Ghana, so we'll be importing things to Ghana, you know. And working with our music, promoting shows, producing artists, and that's the part of the plan right now.
Is he in Ghana then?
No, he was. He lives in Switzerland.
Oh, I see.
We work. It's a Swiss-based company. Yeah, it's called RKY Services. You're going to be seeing more and more of this company because all the things I'm doing in my label is Sue Gillette Records, but it's going to be under the umbrella of RKY Services.
I see. Yeah, Sujilite. Now, see, there you go. I always pronounced it wrong in my mind. I would have gone Sugarlight.
A quick story. Sujilite is a stone that is called a New Age stone because it was discovered in the mines after they took out the diamonds.
I never heard of that before.
Yeah. It's a purplish. It looks a little bit like it's a purplish bluish stone. I actually have it. It was given to me by by my ex-wife many years ago. I used to wear it as a pendant. Yeah, and it's called a New Age stone that was discovered in the mines where they mined for diamonds.
What? That's crazy. You mean it's like on the same veins, or just?
I don't know, but I was told that, and they say that the stones appear in the universe at a time when they're needed.
Wow, I got to look that up. I have to look that up. I got to see a picture of it. I've never seen it either.
The pronunciation that I was given and
Sugilite.
Is sugilite.
Sugilite. Well, I know how to spell it because I see it on all your songs. So, well, I can't tell you enough, King. What a great blessing it is to have you on the show.
Thank you so much. It's a blessing to be on there to share.
Thank you so much.
Whatever little history and knowledge I have to let them people know more about me. It's a great pleasure.
Yes, and please come back. And, well, we're playing all your songs today, a bunch of them anyway, so.
Thank you so much.
Love you, Jason. Primitive, and big up over there in the UK. Okay, see ya. Huh? Great interview, huh, you guys? Okay, so, and he talked about his daughter Nicole and Illuminous, and I want to play that song right now for you because we talked about it, and I'm going to put another one up before we got to go. We've got a little bit longer to go, so I'm going to see if I can fit all three of the other songs that I've got. Primitive, Dub Mantis.
Rastafari. Wish I hadn't met you. I wish I didn't know you. Wish I didn't love you. I wish I hadn't met you. Wish I didn't know you. Wish I didn't love you.
To make the darkness, to make me love you. No matter where I go, no will always be.
I hadn't met you. I wish I didn't know you. Wish I didn't love you. I wish I hadn't met you. Wish I didn't know you. Wish I didn't love you. In the cold light of day, not one penny in my pocket. Many talk about sending rockets. Some have no food to eat, living in boxes on uneven streets, traveling miles with no shoes on their feet. So Mr. Politician, what's your position? What's your position? Then you will see you were wrong. Stop your lying. People are dying and sick with your politics, cause it doesn't fit. Yes. Then you will see you were wrong. Stop your lying. People are dying and sick with your politics. Don't tell a lie again on them live TV. Full my people get them blind, surprise me. With them new technology, bogus reality. Around they don't nobody gives. We know equal justice standing behind we. So are we watching with the one eye when we no senator? While I feed up and crack, capitalist and selfish. That's all me see. Third world get broke. They can sell them own drugs. All day hard work for the slave master. But if you not look close to fact, then you will see the post the act. Then you will see you were wrong. Stop your lying. People are dying and sick with your politics, cause it doesn't fit. Yes. Then you will see you were wrong. Stop your lying. People are dying and sick with your politics, cause it doesn't fit. They talk about religion, fooling the masses with decisions. Empty bag can't stand up. We have to fight, we can't give up. My cup is full to the brim. My cup is full to the brim. Don't jump in the water. Don't jump in if you can't swim. Then you will see you were wrong. Stop your lying. People are dying and sick with your politics, cause it doesn't fit. Yes. Then you will see you were wrong. Stop your lying. People are dying and sick with your politics, cause it doesn't fit.
We're sick of your politics, Mr. Politician. And that one has a great story behind it, too. Primitive didn't get to tell us about, but that song really launched him this last year because someone heard the song, and then they made a really quick patch-up video of it, and that thing was amazing. I mean it. I mean, that video. And now there's a brand new video that he's produced. Brand new for this particular song. So anyway, go check out Primitive on YouTube. He's on Facebook. Find him there, and then you'll be able to find all the other places. He's iTunes. Check him out on iTunes and get his latest album. It's been a pleasure being with you today. Again, you guys, on the Bless Up Radio Show on CobraLiveRadio.com, and having the honor and to interview Primitive, my great friend. And what an amazing individual. So many other things I would have liked to talk to him about. But anyway, be back next week again. To be sure and tune in on Thursdays and Fridays, 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern or 6 to 8 in the UK. Cobra Live Radio. It's the Bless Up Radio Show. I'm Canute Amin. Next week we'll have another great theme for you, and more information and great music. Thank you so much for being with us. I'm going to close out the show with one last song by Primitive, the last one I've got here. And I'll see you next time, and many blessings until then, and be safe, people, and be blessed.
Standing on the mountaintop, looking out to sea, holding you inside of me, and feeling what you see. Show me, show me. Every time I touch you, I take off on a dream, traveling there in space and time, deep inside of me. Show me, show me. Fire is like ice, when it burns it feels the same. Here we are together, and we're burning as one flame, holding on so tight, we are almost gone insane. Show me, show me, show me, show me, show. Climb back down to Earth's reality, trying to make some sense of our inability, crying tears of joy for what we have just seen. We can now go back in time and smile as we speak. Looking in your eyes will knock us off our feet, but when we stand real close, we're one eternally. Show me, show me. Fire is like ice, when it burns it feels the same. Here we are together, and we're burning as one flame, holding on so tight, we are almost gone insane. Show me, show me, show me, show me, show show me, show me.
the UK's #1 hit music station.
This is Lady Gaga.
What's up? This is Mark Ronson.
Cobra Live Radio.
All the hits. All the hits.
Blazing all over the world. Want to advertise your business, product or services? Make your website more visible online to over 15,000 viewers. Email us today at cobraliveradio@gmail.com. That's cobraliveradio@gmail.com.